What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Miguel. You're watching Miguel EDC, the channel where we talk everything EDC gear here. And today we're checking out not one, but well, actually two boxes. But I think it's my theory here is according to the diagram, we're looking at the same model. So this is going to be an exciting one. I am going to be giving one of these away, so definitely stay tuned throughout the video. Right, we're going to go over one. One of you guys is going to win one of these here as well. So definitely stay tuned for the details on how to enter to win this one later in the video. I'm going to be doing the honors here with my Vosted Von Vat. I've been carrying this thing like crazy. You can actually change the scales on it. It's very customizable. Really has been getting a lot of pocket time here recently. Check out the unboxing overview video if you haven't already to learn more. And by the way, quick disclaimer, this video is sponsored because your boy's got to pay the bills, but keep in mind this is still my raw impression overview opinion, and the company has not seen this video until it gets published. So I'm still going to share with you my perspective, right, my 2 cents, whether I was getting paid to do it or not. So here we go. We got WETOLS buckle clip here, pouch, very standard. We have the kangaroo pouch in the front as well, little pocket there with the elastic going on. So we have multiple different bits. We got 2 flat heads, looks like a 4 and a 6. We have Phillips PH1 and 2. Pretty sure this one's PH1. Oh, and they're all one piece, by the way, so check that out. So you can plug one in and then turn it and use the other side. We have, I'm sure this is a T10. Yeah, T10 and a T15. And then last but not least, we have a PH, oh, these are finer point ones. So PH0 Phillips and a 2.5 flathead on the other end. So quite a bit of everything. Should about cover everything under the rainbow. We'll come back to that in a moment. And let's check out the multi-tool here, shall we? Of course, this product and every other multi-tool product you see in this video will be linked down below, so you guys can check out prices, availability, and variants. But WETOL, if making a debut on the channel, have not checked out this brand here in the channel before, so that's interesting. First things first, we have this monochromatic look to it, which you guys already know I'm a huge fan of. These are steel handles, by the way, so in case you were wondering. And it's very interesting how they have this cutout on them, right? Kind of adds a little bit of personality to the design. You see that in some other companies or some other multi-tools. I think Beebury being one that does it, I think most often here based on what I've seen. Now I notice we don't have anything else in the box, so there's no user manual, but at least you get this diagram in the outside of it, all the features, everything we have going on here. But let's go ahead and get in here ourselves, shall we? Right away, it's gonna open up and see these pliers. All right, check this out. These are gonna be spring-loaded, as you can see. And these are some decently good size pliers. We're going to be doing some size comparisons, obviously, here in a moment. But let me give them a nice little wipe here. Well, these are nicely machined out of one stainless steel block. Let me get you a closer look. We can see some micro milling from how they get cut. Look at this. Very interesting, right? With the diagonal linear milling going through it. It doesn't say stainless steel. Doesn't say made in China, but it is made overseas. In case you're wondering, just to confirm, yes, it is made in China. And again, spring-loaded as usual. I always ask you guys the same question. Sometimes I get some very interesting responses, but always curious, right? Do you guys prefer spring-loaded pliers? Do you prefer regular manual, non-spring-loaded pliers? Let me know. One thing I notice here too is you do have the needle nose, right? Fine needle nose at the very tip there, right? Regular pliers right here. Now, the wire cutters here are not replaceable. They're part of the solid stainless steel milled piece, if you would, right? There it is with the magnet of truth. So stainless steel going on there, and the wire cutters are not replaceable. So that's just something to keep in mind. Again, just pointing that out to you guys. So I know a lot of multi-tools I check out here on the channel do have replaceable wire cutters. Now, the handles are going to be nice and wide, I'll tell you that. So I have average size hands, so feels a little bit big on my hand because it is a big heavy-duty multi-tool, but yeah, I'm able to manipulate or use, no issues whatsoever. I'm also not noticing a pocket clip on this one, so this one might be one you might use, right, specifically with the pouch and the pouch alone. But yeah, so it's very interesting. Let's see here on the close. Obviously it takes a little bit of breaking in. Yeah, very smooth close there. Now, let's go ahead and see how many other tools we got from the outside. I'm already seeing the knife here And we have an opening hole. It doesn't have any chamfering, so it's just a cutout. But we have a clip point blade with a hollow ground. Did they put a hollow ground on this thing? Oh man, they sure did. Put a hollow ground on this thing. We don't know what steel we have. Future me double check. I'm going to check on that, of course, and put it on the screen. But since we're already here, right, let's just go ahead and test it. We got a piece of paper here. We have some cardboard. All right, there we go. A little bit of a tear there towards the end. I'm getting some good, decent cutting here. Is there like a nick somewhere? Let me see. And it is a toothy edge all the way through, right? It can definitely cut paper, right? Not necessarily the most laser beam paper cutter out there, but you know, you probably have a dedicated knife for that. It's always nice to have a knife on a multi-tool regardless of cardboard here, cutting at a diagonal angle for better performance. Oh yeah, definitely gonna be able to do that all day. Hollow ground putting in work. Look at that, even some curves on the cutting, not a problem at all. So there you go, you guys be the judge, right? Definitely annihilated that cardboard. How sharp is this thing from the factory, right? 10 being the sharpest. You all let me know. I'm also noticing there's no polishing or anything, right? The way that this piece is cut out, you can see all of the lines. It's got like a bell satin finish on the blade, but then it also has, you know, kind of those similar diagonal or linear lines that we saw on the pliers themselves, right? Kind of carrying that theme throughout the other internal tools, or I should say external tools, because these are accessed from the outside. And for my friends in the UK, so probably wondering, is it a locking blade? Well, right now it is locked, so I'm thinking, how do I unlock this thing? Oh, there it is. All right, that's an interesting way to lock a blade. I was not expecting that at all until I saw the little icon. So you would push down right here, way far away from the blade, and then you can unlock the blade like that. So that is interesting how that works. Nice. Now, opposite from the blade, we have a file right here. We have the cross pattern file on one side, right? We have a ruler on the other side with inches and centimeters. That's going to come handy, of course. It can also be kind of like a flathead screwdriver if you really need to use it like that. Maybe a little bit of a pry bar, more or less, but you know, obviously your mileage may vary there. And I'm thinking, is this one locking the same way? It sure is. So push down, and then this is what will unlock this guy. So very interesting how this works. A much different mechanism than I've seen in other multi-tools for sure. Other handle, right? We have the serrated blade, which by the way, for some reason I'm noticing these are a little bit easier to pull out with both hands, right? The fact that it's not chamfered on the hole kind of makes it just a little bit, right, uncomfortable in my personal preference to do one-handed. So I would just, you know, use both hands or kind of do it as a multi-step process. But this is the serrated one. It is a sheep's foot blade with a hollow ground as well, right? Serrations on the one side, and yeah, very straightforward there. Right, there are scenarios where a serrated blade is going to come handy over just a plain edge. And opposite of that, we have the saw right here. Sure, saw, locking saw, by the way. And this one has the alternating teeth on both sides. They're also kind of angled back in a way, so they're not straight. They have a different kind of angle design to them, alternating teeth, right? Locking saw. So I'm gonna go ahead and bam. And then not so much of, well, yeah, actually on this side we have, kind of going back to the first side, this is what this is. So we have a locking bit driver, and we can actually do a whole 90-degree with it, which is pretty interesting. So you could tighten up stuff like this. This will be a great time to probably take out maybe this guy, because it has both a flat and a Phillips. So you just put this thing in there. Now it's not locking, but it is magnetic. So it doesn't have the little iron ball, but it does have a magnet way down there. Probably see if we use the 5x zoom. That is a magnet way at the bottom. So at least it will hold it. Right. So if I put this guy in there, right, it's being held by that magnet, but it doesn't have that, again, that iron ball that we see in some other multi-tools. But very nice. We can do that 90-degree operation there, or I'm assuming you can hit the unlock tab and push it all the way for the 180-degree so opening. So very nice right there, very straightforward. And again, we have multiple different options here as far as bit goes. Now the real question is, can I fold it close with a bit? There it is, locking on the half position. Okay, so this is, yeah, in case you were wondering, I can't close it with the bit in it. Like I said, bit is kind of long, it being two-sided and all, so if I have a bit in there, it won't close. Just an observation, kind of pointing that out. That's probably why they give you a nice little bit holder here, and again, a nice little elastic pocket in the front of the pouch here for you to carry these guys. All right, so that is the bit driver, and then on the other side we have a few other ones. We can pull that individually. We have a, looks like we have a can opener right here, and then we have like a mini flathead at the very tip. So can opener, and these are locking as well. So want to unlock them. Here's the little unlock tab. Each of these, again, I can peel back with the little nail nick section right here. This is the old tool. They call it the hole puncher, right? That's the first I've heard it called that way. Hole puncher, right? You can make holes with this one. Has the little needle hole as well if you need that. And last but not least, we have a bottle opener, right? As compared to the can opener that we saw a second ago, this is a bottle opener, and then another flathead screwdriver right there as well. So definitely got some, you know, somewhat of screwdriver options here and there you can use on the go. Multiple can and bottle openers, a hole puncher tool, right, and other few extra features as well. But I think that pretty much covers everything, guys. Let me know if I missed anything in the comments. Again, let me show you this diagram once again to give you a ballpark idea. Doing a quick size comparison here, you can see how it stacks next to some other smaller multi-tools like the Mini Flagship Pro from Nextool, SOG Power Pine, and the Beeberry Rescue Tool. This is the Beeberry Pliers Pro, Leatherman 3P4, Nextool Flagship Pro, and the Roxon Phantom. And doing a quick plier comparison right here, obviously the ones with the wire, and even, yes, my daughter's scrunchie right here, these are all spring loaded, so I wanted to kind of show you what the plier heads look like when closed. These are non-spring loaded, obviously. And, you know, just kind of putting them side by side here next to the Beeberry Pliers Pro. You can see, you know, they definitely got some size to them, like big old plier heads there for sure. Next to something like the, say, Leatherman 3P4, right? You guys can see it there. Again, the one thing, again, all these have a replaceable wire cutter and these don't, right? So when these maybe go bad down the line, that's about the only thing I can think of that is maybe, right, something to keep in mind, where so you can replace the wire cutters on all of these. You can see, right, that this one is just permanent. So if it goes dull or what have you, then there's no way to replace them later on. And of course, last but not least, a little bonus plain edge showdown. So you can see, right, it's a little bit longer, I think, than the 3P4, right? A little bit shorter, I think, than the Beeberry, but definitely somewhere around that same kind of average size. If you want to really get technical, we're actually looking at a under 3-inch blade, right? Or so, or at least 3-inch blade with maybe 2.75 or 2.8 cutting path, more or less. Rough estimate. But again, all these are linked down below if you guys want to check out prices, availability, and variants. It does help out the channel when you use those links, but that's entirely up to you and at zero extra cost. And I also have content on all these multi-tools here on the channel. If you guys want to learn more, then absolutely check out those videos. You can just put the multi-tool name Miguel EDC on the YouTube search box and you'll find those videos right away. Well, there you guys have it. That is the WETOLS WE-282, right? We got a good heavy duty plier multi-tool right here with many different features, which we went over. Right, we're looking pretty solid. And let's go ahead and take a sneak peek at the one that you guys are going to be winning right here on this giveaway. By the way, I just looked up the price on this thing, guys, under 20 bucks. This thing is like $17 and change. Is actually on sale right now. So under 20 bucks gets you a pretty capable multi-tool. So let's take a look at this other one. This is the other model. There we go. This one has a little bit different. They call this the titanium gray, and this one here is called the silver, right? Silver finish. We're talking about the handle finish and whatnot. So pretty much everything else should be pretty much the same. It is the exact same model. It is on the same Amazon listing I'll have linked down below. So pretty much everything just like we went over with this guy. One of you guys is going to be winning this one. So I know by now a lot of people have clicked out of the video, so they don't get a chance to win this multi-tool right here. This is for the hardcore fans, the ones that are really sticking it here till the end with me, which I couldn't appreciate enough. Thank you all so much, guys. So what you want to do to be able to enter to win this pair of the WETOLS WE-282, simply just leave a comment down below with the word Miguel in it, right? Just say something nice, say something funny, whatever. Just make sure your comment has the word Miguel in it. You don't even have to put EDC, right? Just MIGUEL as a word, right? Make sure your comment includes that somewhere, and that's going to automatically enter you in to win this guy here. I will be doing the draft, what is it, July 31st? Yes, Miguel, July has 31 days. There we go. July 31st at the end of the month, so that gives a lot of people enough time to check out this video. I know some of you are only going to be able to pick up on the fact that I am giving one of these away and take advantage and enter to win. Something else to keep in mind, please don't do duplicate comments, because I will be filtering for duplicate comments, so only one comment per account counts, right, if that makes sense. And also USA shipping only, so I'll only be shipping these to the somewhere in the USA. So if you're outside of the US, but you have a family member, somebody here in the country that can take delivery of it for you and then ship it out to a country abroad, then that's perfectly fine, but I will only be shipping to the US. Check the description for more details on the giveaway. As always, guys, let me know your thoughts on this one. What do you like about it? What do you love about it? Is there anything you hate about it? Let me know. Would love to hear your thoughts on it. Let's hang out in the comment section down below. Hope you guys really enjoyed this one. If you made it to the end, you're the real MVP. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one, either this one or this one. Peace.